Hi everyone, good morning. It's Mariella from Binary Option Sheriff. I hope you're starting off a good week. It's Monday and it's the 3rd of October. For those of you who have subscribed to my channel, you should know that we are giving a series of lectures about learning how to trade binary options. We are quite on an advanced level, and today we are going to be discussing the Elliot Wave Theory. For those of you who would like to get this in a more written form, there's a link below. You can click on it, and whatever I will be telling you today can be visualized and read and studied even later. So, what is the Elliot Wave Theory? First of all, Elliot was quite an important person. His name was Ralph Nelson Elliott, and he really was working for many years, for over 75 years, in analyzing stock data. When he was 66, he really decided to give what he learned in a practical form, and that is when he published his first book called The Wave Principle. So what is this wave principle? Because this is quite interesting and it's quite important. So far we have been discussing technical analysis. So we have been seeing how the market has a way of history repeating itself, when to recognize it's going to repeat itself, and always, very important, to pick up a trending market, and we need to pick up the tops and the bottoms. So the tops is when we place our orders, if you're in Forex, to sell, and if you're in binary options, to take a put trade. Whereas when you pick it up from the bottom, when you pick the bottoms, in this case you take a call if you're doing binary options, or in the case of Forex, obviously you buy because the price is very low and you want to catch up on a couple of pips by taking the price at the very bottom and taking it up. So what else are we going to find in terms of tools to help us to understand better when is the right time to pick the tops and the bottoms? And of course, this Elliot Wave Theory is one very important way of understanding that there are tops and bottoms and that there are fluctuations in the market. What I especially like about the Elliot Wave Theory is that it doesn't only take into consideration the fundamental analysis. This takes into consideration also the sentiment analysis. So what Elliot found out, that even when governments made very big statements and issued results, that there still was a flow in how the prices reacted, and that they would react in waves. Now, waves are what are called fractals. This starts getting heavy, I know, but actually I will try to simplify it as much as possible. Fractals are things that happen in nature, such as the Nautilus shell, for example. The Nautilus shell, if you look at it, it just turns into itself. And we have already discussed this in the Fibonacci numbers. There's a lot of things in nature that works in fractals. And what fractals mean is that you have one wave which flows into another. And this is actually, if you look at a tide coming in, you have one wave, then you have a bigger wave, and then you have a smaller wave again. The waves, as they curl up, they pull back, and that is exactly what happens to prices in Forex and in stocks. So let's have a look at in practical terms, because this is quite important. And today we will be doing a couple of exercises on real charts, and also looking at possibilities of trading. So what happens in waves? What we have in waves is, first of all, we need to find a trending market. I have prepared some charts here, and this is one of them, where we have a downtrend market. This happened between the September 6th and September 11th last month. I searched for perfect situations, and every wave is in 5 waves. The 5 waves are, the first is a downward, because we are looking at a downtrend, so we have a down inclination. The second wave is the pullback, so the price is trying to correct itself, because this happens quite naturally, but the trend is predominant, so you have your second wave, then the fourth one is again the pullback, and then you have your fifth wave. After the fifth wave is when you have to pay special attention, because that's when the market usually goes sideways. It goes in flick-flack and it is unsure, which indicates that there could be a trend change. And this is very important to note, that it could be a very dangerous time for you to trade. Picking up the right volume of waves is more important than anything else. So we are still looking at the same chart here. Again, this time now we have taken this a little bit further, so we have amplified our historical data, and we are now looking at a perfect Elliott Wave Theory. What is this perfect wave theory? First of all, we have the first wave which occurs here. We're looking at a downtrend. So the first wave starts off at the top here, and then it flows down. This is quite a strong wave down, which indicates that the market is on a downtrend. The second wave is the correction wave. There's always going to be a correction. Imagine looking at real waves in the water. You see the wave getting and adding momentum, growing, but then when it hits the shore, it pulls back. And this is exactly what happens also in the binary option market, in the forex market, and also in any asset market. The second wave is usually, the third wave actually, is usually the strongest of the 5 waves. This is where the price will really show that the trend has absolutely developed and there is no turning back from this huge wave. In the case of an uptrend, of course, we would be looking at an inverse situation. The fourth wave, again, is the corrective wave, and the last wave is a shorter wave than the third wave, and that is, again, confirming the downtrend. As I explained before, this is where you do not want to get caught out. After the fifth short wave, the market starts becoming nervous and plays sideways. So we see that between the 27th of September and the 30th of September, the price really went into a zigzag and it just played up and down. For those of you who have been following my previous lectures, we have also taken into consideration the Fibonacci retracements. And the Fibonacci retracements I will pull a little bit forward. When I place on the same chart the Fibonacci replacements lines, I have picked up my top price and my bottom price, and I have sketched the lines in. Where have I seen the price stopping? The price, which is the retracement price, stopped at exactly the Fibonacci lines. If you can see here, the price stopped perfectly on the Fibonacci line here, it stopped perfectly on the Fibonacci line here, and finally it stopped again on this third Fibonacci line. I will do this on a practical level to show you how to put these, but this is all proving further evidence that we have our Elliott correction waves bouncing off the fibs, and this is very important to know when to pick up our trades. So there are a couple of cardinal rules, and these are really the most interesting part with the Elliott Wave Theory. And the cardinal rules are very simple. Wave 3, we have already discussed, is the longest of the waves. Wave 2 never goes beyond the start of wave 1. So we had wave 1, and wave 2 does not go beyond the starting price of wave 1. We had the starting price of wave 1 here, but as you can see, wave 2 never went up beyond the price of wave 1. As we have seen, wave 3 is the longest, and then wave 4 does not go into the price area of wave 1. Here, this is totally confirmed. Wave 4, even though it rose, never rose in any of the price vicinity of wave 1. So these are the cardinal rules which always apply for the Elliott Wave Theory. So You can also plot your Elliott wave theory on a visual scale. So here we have our perfect Elliott wave theory visualized. So we had the first wave, which was a strong wave. Then we had the second wave, which is always the much stronger wave, being the third. So here we had the first wave, this is the second wave, this is the third wave, this is the fourth wave, and here we come to our conclusion, the fifth wave. Here is where everyone gets confused because the price goes flat. But if you actually visualize it with tools, and I will do this practically now for you to understand how you can plot these tools on your regular charting stations, then you will understand when to be able to pick up your trades. So just one last thing on a practical level. I'm looking at historical information, but historical information gives me a lot of insight in how I can start to understand when to pick up my Elliott wave theory. When could I have made money trading binary or forex with my Elliott wave theory? Well, I'm always looking at the same chart. So this is the same chart, it's a 4-hour chart, which is again now the same chart as above, and it is between the 10th of September, the 12th of September and the 30th of September. So this was when we started riding down the waves. This was the first wave. Of course, if you were trading on a practical level, you don't know that a wave is going to develop. So the first wave is our wave that shows us that there is a possibility that there are going to be further waves. You cannot really take a trade there. But if you start watching the waves here and you understand that there is, after the second wave, that there is going to be a continuation of the downtrend because we start seeing the third wave developing, we know that we can pick up our trade from the top here all the way down to the bottom. We could have picked it at any point in time here and here and here, and we would still have made money. Once we see the pullback and we see the fourth wave here, we see that what is going to follow is probably going to be the fifth wave. So once again, if we were watching this and picked the fifth wave at this top here, we would have been able to really make a couple of pips or also make money on binary option trading. All is well and good when we are seeing this on a historical level, but what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to have a look at a real chart, and then we can also see possibilities of finding Elliott waves on real life trading. So if I start by going to my euro and US dollar, okay, I'm looking at a 4-hour chart. I think I see a perfect situation here of my Elliott wave developing on an uptrend this time. So let me take a screenshot and we will analyze this together and come back and plot some things. The first thing that you should be plotting is the visual that I gave you earlier, and that is to go and find my Elliott wave oscillator and see whether I am right in having a trend develop here. So what I seem to be having is that I've had my first short wave and I've had my retraction, the second wave, and my third huge waves. So far this is looking pretty encouraging that it could be a development of an Elliott wave theory, as you can see here. So going back to my screenshot, if I can find it, here I am with my screenshot. My screenshot is here, and we can plot a couple of lines together. Let's have a look at the waves. So I'm going to plot a couple of lines. This, in my opinion, is the start of an uptrend. So I could be looking at my first line here and the second line here. But actually this does not follow, because this does not follow the cardinal rules that we were discussing earlier. the second line has dropped further below my first line. So in this case, I will remove my arrows because this is not part of my cardinal rules. But here is where I am having some other possibilities. So if I look at this first wave here, and then the second wave here, which does not fall beyond my first wave, then I have my third wave here. Although my third wave is not even as long as my first wave, then I could be looking at my fourth wave here and my last wave here. Where could I have taken trades? I could have taken trades in a number of places in this situation. I could have taken a trade here, I could have taken a trade here, I could probably have taken another trade here, a situation here, at any point in time here, and finally here again. My market at this point is going quite sideways, so I would not recommend that you would be taking any trades at the moment because my market is completely flat. But the more we look at our historical information, the bigger possibilities we have of understanding how the Elliott Wave Theory works. Let's look at a couple of other currencies and see whether we can see anything. What I am seeing here is a market that is quite nervous, so I don't really see any possibility of looking at Elliott Wave Theory here. There is no, the cardinal rules, let's put it this way, keep getting broken and broken. But let me look at the Australian and US dollar because I have checked a couple of currencies before I started doing this review. And here I can have a possibility of what might eventually lead to a trade setup. What do I have here? I have a trending market which is a market which is on an uptrend. If I look at the 30 minutes, I can also see that my uptrend, these are 30-minute candlesticks, that my uptrend might have started an Elliott Wave Theory. So I am looking at my first wave on the uptrend, which is at this point. What is happening at the moment is the second wave. I'm looking at what I am thinking is the second trade. So if I go back to my 10-minute chart and I'm going to plot this, I can see if I'm going to draw some lines. Let's have a look at where I can draw my lines. Just please give me a second here. I prefer actually to take a screenshot and visualize this more easily, and then we will try to take a trade together and see whether my logic here is working or not. So here I am seeing my first wave. Let's annotate some lines here. So I am seeing my first wave here. This is a 10-minute chart, you have to remember. And now I am starting to see my pullback. Basically, what I need to do at this point is to wait a little bit more and to see how far down the second wave is going to go before it starts heading up again. So this is where I am expecting the price to be going next. I need this to develop a little bit further, so I will wait some and I will come back. We will have a look at this together and try to place a trade and see how we could be using our Elliott Wave Theory in practical terms and making money by Forex or binary options. So I am back and I am looking at my chart again. There is no real clear indication at this point in time whether there is going to be the reversal. This could, go sideways for a couple of minutes more. But if I look at the 5-minute chart, and this is how you should be looking at charts in order to understand when is the time to pick back from the bottom to the way up, we see that the price has already gone up to this point but retraced. I will wait a couple more minutes and see what is going to happen with this candlestick, as my price, as you can understand, can go sideways for a couple of very long minutes, could be half an hour. So you must never force a trade. You need to be watching like a hawk, and until you have proper confirmation that there is going the wave. In our case, this is going to be the wave, which is the retracement wave, is 100% on the uptrend again. I will not take the trade. There is no point in taking a trade that will result in a loss. So as you can see, at the moment this could go at any point. It can go up, it can go down. So let's wait a bit more and we see how the candlesticks are developing, and try to take our trade based on the Elliot Wave Theory. Hi guys, so I'm back. I'm waiting for my charts to develop. If I look at where we left off just about 20 minutes ago, this is what we had been looking at. So we are looking at the next wave up. I feel that the next wave up is in progress, and in terms of day trading, I'm looking at a 10-minute trade. So I would feel pretty safe at this point to take a trade for Australian dollar, US dollar, AUD, USD up for the next 30 minutes. So let's take the trade together. I go on my Porter Finance platform. I need to look for AUD USD. Just give me a second so I can look for it. Here I am. So AUD USD, my time now is 11:20. I want this to be a little bit longer than 10 minutes. I want this to go for the next 30 minutes. So let's see what I have available. I have available 20 minutes, and then I have available too long. I will take the 20-minute trade. Okay, so oops, my price has shot up. I will take the trade for high, and I will take a 200 euro trade, and I will invest. Okay, so I am taking a trade up. I have taken actually a trade up. So if I look at my open positions, we will see that the trade has a open position. So I have taken the Australian US dollar. This was the target price I have taken it at. This is where the market price is. At the moment we are in the money with our 200 euro trade, but obviously we have 21 minutes left to go until we go to expiry. I will be back in the next 21 minutes and we'll see exactly whether our Elliott Wave Theory has ensued exactly as we had hoped for, and that hopefully the trade will go in the money. So here we are, just 22 seconds before our trade will expire. We bought at 0.76760, and at the moment the price is 76784. Just 8 seconds to go. Let's watch this trade expire in the money, and here goes. There are no open trades. The trade payout was 354 and the trade closed in our favor. Let's have a look at the chart so we can also understand exactly what happened here. And as you can see, as compared to how we started off when we started our trade, we were looking at this situation. Remember? one moment here. This was the situation where we picked our trade. We were envisaging that the pullback had happened and that the price would shoot up again. In fact, this is exactly the point where we took our trade, and as you can see, it was beautifully performed with the Elliot Wave Theory, and in practice this is how you as an individual watching this video can be making money trading binary options or forex using the Elliott Wave Theory. Just one other last word before I conclude this lecture for today, and that is that at the moment I am using a very good software system which is based on the Fibonacci retracement levels, which I have also shown you how to use in combination with the Elliott Wave Theory, and I have been making a couple of €100 a day based on trades which are either $25 or $50, very conservative. I will also post a link with my live trading with code FIBO. For those of you who are new and would like some assistance, please don't hesitate but to drop me an email on support@binaryoptionsheriff.com. But this is one app that I have found that has helped a lot with giving me very good signals for my trading. Thank you very much for following. Please do subscribe to my channel, and I hope that I will be able to give you some more important information about how to trade and trade with you like I have done today on a live session. And this should always increase your knowledge on how to learn how to trade binary and forex. Thank you very much. See you soon.